Starting on the outside of this house, we're designed a Santa Barbara home. We did this with Gustavo Arredondo. We've had great success with him and our products in the past. We did a white stucco house. We've got some blue windows on here. We've got a multicolored concrete tile roof. In here, a lot of the design features that are going in come in now. They're important elements that nobody thinks about, and we got to get it done now. Such as, on the front of the house, we're going to have gas lanterns that are going to flicker at night. We're going to have walls in the front for courtyard walls. We're going to have gas lanterns flickering on there as well. We've even got our gutters hidden. Rather than having gutter downspouts come right down by the front door, we took the gutter pipes, we put them into the wall, we brought them down through the foundation, and we let them drain out in the back. Those are the things that we like to do to think about custom homes up front. First thing you're going to notice as you walk up to the front door of this house is the gas lanterns. We're going to have gas lanterns hanging on the outside of where the white stucco is. They're going to be flickering in the evenings. You'll walk up to the front door. It's 4 feet wide. It's 10 feet tall. It's going to have 36 wood panels on it. It's going to have a line heads knocker on the door as well. Then when you open up the door, the next thing you're going to see is a 25-foot wall and window and door system behind me. That looks on out into the backyard where you have a patio, then you have a pool, and then you have an overlook into some trees. It's almost like living into a tree house, because beyond that is a 40-foot cliff that drops off down into a creek. So we have the house elevated and you're really living up top into the trees. Then as we finish this space out, what we're going to do is we've got the same details throughout the rest of the house in the ceilings where we're going to have track lights, hidden lights. We're going to have wood floors in here with brass accents in it. The hallways going off to the sides will have the same wood details. The hallways to the sides have floating wood beams. It's going to have accent lights on top, give that ambient light up at night. It's also going to have chandeliers hanging down in between every other beam all the way down. Then on the very ends of the walls, we're going to wind up having stone on both ends to give it just a great accent and attention draw all the way to the end of the hall. In the living room, the first thing that's recognized is always the fireplace. Here, I went ahead and built an enormous fireplace, built one brick at a time. It's a full masonry box. It's 5 feet across at the bottom. Every brick is put in there one at a time. It has the flue liner that goes all the way up to the chimney. It's an old technique that few do today. And also into space, you'll notice it has huge ceilings going up. We'll wind up having a tic-tac-toe wood ceiling on there with beams that are floating down. Again, another tape light opportunity, staying with the theme of the house. We have an enormous sliding door which lends light into the space, also allows flowing traffic onto a back patio. And then from here, this lends straight on into the kitchen, which has unique ceiling details as well. Small details that most folks notice when the house is finished, but really it takes the work up front to be able to make these things work. First, you have a subwoofer, which is going to be behind the wall, and the sheetrock will cover it up, and there will only be a small 10 by 10 access panel at the bottom, but it'll emit the sound of a big subwoofer on the floor. Additionally, I like to put all my light switches down low. I feel like it cleans up the wall, it allows you to have art opportunities, and it keeps them low. It just cleans the wall up, makes it look better. In addition to that, I like to take all my electrical outlets and drop them down and put them in the baseboard. Set them down real low right now so that when the carpenters come, they can trim them out, put the baseboard, fit them all around them. When it's all done, that's what makes these houses just finish out better than most. The kitchen's one of the most detailed areas of the houses that we get compliments on, but the work happens now behind the walls, which you're not seeing later. We've got stuff going on in here where we have a big tower on the ceiling, lets the light flood in all the way around. We're going to have lights casting upwards. We're going to have wire lights casting downwards. We're going to have a big vent hood here with a zinc finish on it. One of the unique parts of the vent hood is that when the vent hood is turned on, it creates a suction onto the house. This one has a damper which allows us to bring fresh air into the house controlled so that the house never goes underneath the negative pressure. Those are things that we put in now. Also on the walls, we have all the under cabinet lights and the upper cabinet lights, wires all put in the right spots. You'll see no plugs on the backsplash right now. I want them hidden all up underneath the cabinets to keep it all clean. Behind me, we're going to have a 60-inch refrigerator and freezer, big oversized spaces. We push off the water line so that the water to turn these things on and off is in a cabinet next door. The refrigerators are too large to be pulled out to be able to turn the water off in an immediate situation. So I like to set those off to the side as well. From here, we go into the pantry. In the pantry, we're going to have a built-in ice maker. We're going to have a wine tower, countertops, cool tile, kind of like a chef's working space with a double action door that pivots back and forth. The game room of this house continues the theme throughout the rest of the house. We have the step-up ceilings with some accents. We have huge windows, and they all go down to the floors to really let as much light in here as possible. From the dining room, it leads right into here. Then we lead onto a back patio balcony, which was one of the key design elements when creating this home. What happens is we have a 40-foot cliff outside on a bluff. We welded together steel structure to be able to have a deck to be able to walk out on, which cantilevers or hangs over the cliff. The study starts with a huge door and window system. The doors are going to be 8 feet tall, the windows will be 2 feet above that. What that allows to happen is light to come from the back patio through these doors into the study, and then from the front of the home into the study and into the hallway as well. This room also has step up and step down ceilings in it, allowing additional opportunities for hidden cove lights to accent the night space real well. Also, this room will finish out with wallpaper walls. It finishes out with a herringbone integral wood pattern floor. We've also got the corner windows, which interlock like this. They also will have electronic blinds on them. And then we tuck conduits into the walls so that anytime in the future, TVs or telephones can be added on the right side of this room or the left side of the room, and you can wall mount TVs however you want to in the future. In the master bedroom of this home, we first start out with the architectural details. We designed the space with Gustavo Arredondo to be able to have a king-size bed, to have side tables on the side of the bed, a footer at the end of the bed, and then a wall-mounted TV over on the side. Further in this room, the way we're going to finish it, we're going to have wood floors, we'll have sheetrock walls with hand trowel texture, which fits real well with the ceiling, where we have a little step out and then a radius ceiling and another little step out going back. So real classy look as you enter into this room. Where we have the TV on these long walls, when you enter into these rooms, we place a recess in there so that you can hide the TV bracket so the TV sits tight against the wall. Additionally, in this space, we looked at it from the noise that could be outside the house coming into the house, so we implemented a couple different techniques. First, I used windows with laminated glass, which is a hurricane rated window, and those do not allow the noise from the outside in as much as a standard window. Also, we implemented a stagger stud wall frame in here. We've got 2x6 on the bottom. We have 2x4 studs going up, so then the studs, they stagger and they go back and forth so we don't get any sound mitigating from the outside to the end of the house. And we spray foam all the walls. One of the unique detail that we have in here too is on the windows, we created a ledge with an additional 1x4 to be able to go around, all the way around the window that the sheetrock dies into. Above that space, we put a 1x6 to give us a larger space so that where we have the electronic shades in here, the shades could go up and tuck up in the pocket above. In the master bathroom, it has one of the key design elements that we wanted to incorporate in this house. Right when you walk in the door, the first thing you're greeted with is a massive window. It's 10 feet tall, 18 feet long. While you're looking out that window at the phase we're at today, people don't see the vision. But when we're done, what we're going to do is we're going to add a stone and stucco atrium wall on the outside. Inside of that, we're going to have landscaping and landscaping lighting. So then when you're in the shower, it's like an outdoor experience. You'll be in the shower, standing right next to the window glass and looking outside. Centering of this room will be the master bathtub with a chandelier hanging down in the center of the space as well. The ceiling's going to have all wood ceiling. Then we're going to have wood beams up there that are floated off the ceiling to have tape lights on top to give a good ambient light in the evenings. This room also has walls with 2x6s and 2x4s stagger studded to be able to alleviate some of the noise coming from the master bedroom into the other spaces of the house, such as the master bed. This bathroom also has cast iron pipes going from the second floor down to the first floor so that you mitigate the noise of the drain lines from the second floor coming down to the first floor. And then it's got an awesome closet where we've got step-up ceilings, track lights up top, cove lights up top. We're going to do a tic-tac-toe angled design pattern on the ceiling in there as well. Just master closets are a space that a lot of people just don't use to be able to exercise cool architectural detail. One of the unique features I like to put around the windows is an additional 1x4. What we do is we frame the walls with 2x6s and then we create a 2x4 recess to be able to set the windows back into. By doing that, that allows us a gap to where we can have the 1x4 sit further back behind the wall. We can create the sheetrock to come in and then make a return into the window. What that allows us to do, that allows us to take the window edges from having a reveal like that, and we open them up to be larger like this. That matches up real well with wherever we have windows that have moles, where you have the two windows coming together from the manufacturer. So when the home is done and you look across the room, the size and the spacing is the same from the middle of the windows to the edge of the windows. An additional concept that we put on these windows as well is above them. If we know we're doing electronic shades, we will raise the top part up a couple more inches so that when the electronic shades go up, they stay up above the glass of the window so you have clear view to the outside.